Apple just announced its new Macs. Well, sort of. So they actually said that we're going to have a week of press releases. So what this means is that essentially Monday through Friday, there will be press releases. I'm thinking it's going to be more so Monday through maybe Wednesday, as in the past, we've seen Apple do a Monday to Wednesday event kind of type thing with these press releases back in 2019. So we got new iPad Air, new AirPods, and then a new iMac that was just faster. So those was basically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Apple was done with its releases. And personally, I really liked that style just because it was something you knew it was coming, but you didn't know what today was going to bring, which I thought was really nice because you got these sporadic events, you got these sporadic releases, so essentially every day was something new. And it looks like we're doing that again this year with Mac. So Greg Joswick of Apple actually tweeted out, "Mac your calendars, we have an exciting week ahead. We have an exciting week of announcements ahead starting on Monday morning. Stay tuned with a video." Now, this video doesn't show anything except for the Finder logo flipping from Finder to the Apple logo, which is typical Apple fashion. They do all the time. Now, what gave away that this was going to be Macs is the fact that he said Mac your calendar instead of mark your calendar. And personally, I'm very excited to see what these new Macs bring, as we're going to finally see the M4 chip being brought over to the Mac, as currently it is only in the iPad Pro, as that got refreshed back in April of this year, and Apple said, here's M4, but just for the iPads. So that one was truly built for Apple Intelligence, and because we know that it was truly built for Apple Intelligence, we are now going to have Apple Intelligence Mac built. We're now going to have a Mac that's essentially built around Apple Intelligence. So I wouldn't be surprised if we also get a redesign. But we don't really know yet until Monday, so make sure you're subscribed for my full debrief of everything after it happens, because I think this is going to be an interesting week we're going to have here. In terms of hardware, the first thing we're going to see is a new MacBook Pro. So the new MacBook Pro is going to feature that M4, M4 Pro, and M4 Max chip. So all of these chips are going to be coming to the 14 and 16 inch. So there's going to be the entry-level 14-inch MacBook Pro with the M4, as well as the 14 and 16-inch M4 Pro and Max that you can choose from. So there's going to be really no big external changes that have been rumored. And we're also going to get a new iMac. Now this is going to bring iMac basically from the M3 chip to the M4 chip. It's going to stay the exact same, although I am excited to see if we are going to get some new wallpapers. It doesn't seem that for the MacBook Pros we will, because Apple actually had them leaked, it seems, earlier this month, but we really don't know for sure with these leaks if they're true or not. So I would like to take them with a grain of salt, and it's also possible that the box can have the wrong image, like the box can have the old image, and then Apple includes it with software. So it would be nice to get some colorful iMac and MacBook Pro wallpapers, but we won't know again until next week. Now we're also going to get a new Mac Mini. So it's going to be completely redesigned, which is going to be smaller, and just kind of, I feel like, an Apple TV sized box. And it's also going to have two front-facing USB ports. So this is just going to be able to make it easier to use, as you can plug stuff in without having to reach behind the Mac Mini. You can just plug right into the display, the front of it, which I think is going to be very nice. Now, of course, with the update to the iMac, that means USB-C Magic accessories. So if you like the Magic Trackpad, Magic Mouse, Magic Keyboard, they're all now going to be upgraded to be USB-C because of the EU's law that says basically everything has to have USB-C if you want to sell your products here. And I mean, personally, I think I'm here for it because now my phone, iPad, Mac, and everything charges basically with USB-C. So just taking away a lightning port makes life a lot easier. Now we're also going to see iOS 18.1. Now I feel like this is going to be a big press release for Apple because this is the first time people who have an iPhone 15 Pro or later is going to get their hands on Apple Intelligence if you haven't been running the beta. So personally, I am not running the beta. I don't believe you should be running a beta on your personal iPhone. But these Apple Intelligence features, the first set at least, seem very impressive. So we start off with essentially just basic ones like a redesigned Siri and a bunch of writing tools. So it'll allow your phone, iPad, Mac, whatever, to essentially proofread your text, change it, reword it, write it, however you want, which I'm really here for, as it'll allow your text to just sound more professional. And Siri's getting a new design and also just being more contextually aware, so we don't get the ChatGPT integration until iOS 18.2, so that'll be in about December or January. So we got a few ways to go until then, but the new glow around the screen to show you that you have Siri activated, double tapping on the bottom, and it also just being more contextually aware. So if you stumble over your words and say, what's the weather in California? Oh, wait, I meant New York, it'll be able to quickly be like, oh, you wanted New York, not California, whereas now it'll be like, oh, here's the weather for California, and then you have to ask again, which I think is really nice. Now, you can also just ask questions about your iPhone, Mac, Apple Watch, whatever, and Siri will be able to help you, which I think is great because if you know, why is my iPhone doing this? And it can then tell you exactly how to do it, or how do I do this on my iPhone and then tell you how to do it? really nice to have. You're going to be able to summarize your emails and make life a lot easier to see. And it'll also be like, this is a really important email. You should reply to this. And you can also have smart replies. Now, most of these carry over to messages, like the smart reply, as well as summarizing your messages, just to make your life easier. And of course, all the writing tools. And there's also now the ability to create photo memories. So, we all know that feature that makes memories in your iPhone camera roll. So if you want to have one that you make and can pick and choose exactly how you want, you'll be able to do that. You'll also be able to clean up, which is essentially when you can just remove something from the background of an image. So if you have that person that you want to just get out of the shot, you can now remove them, and it looks decently good and very promising right now. There's also a new focus mode called Reduce Interruptions. So this is essentially just going to allow the Apple Intelligence to look at your notifications and figure out which ones are super important that it needs to let through right now, and then the other ones that you can come to later. So I know personally, like my Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and like social media apps are probably not going to come through, but text messages and stuff like that will be able to break through, which is really nice that this is now just kind of a mode because I have my action button set to the focus mode. So if I could just click the button and have it automatically on, it's going to be game changing. There's also now notification summaries. So as I said before, it'll prioritize those notifications and say, these are the really most important ones you have to get back to. So if you can't get to them all or something like that. And the phone app will now be able to transcribe your phone calls into the Notes app, and record them. You can also have Safari summarize articles for you using Apple Intelligence. But so far, this upgrade to the Macs and iOS 18 are really seeming to be very promising. So I'm very curious to see what they bring. Now, let me know what your thoughts are. Is there something that's really missing for you, or is there a game-changing feature with Apple Intelligence? Because we are taking a big step forward next week, I feel. And while you're down there, if you want to hit like and subscribe, I'd appreciate that as well. And I want you to remember that today's a good day to make a great day, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.